I don't know how many of you saw the CMA awards this past weekend, but two of the top winners absolutely shared wisdom of the ages success principles right in front of our eyes. Sometimes I think these principles are so clear, they're so obvious that we see right through them because we're looking for some kind of foo-foo dust or magic secret, magic genie to pop out of a lamp and create success. There's reasons people fail, there's reasons people succeed. And if you're aware and just listen to wisdom of the ages ideas and implement them, then life gets a lot easier. It's not about the foo-foo dust. There ain't no foo-foo dust. Obviously, some of you know that if you watch my or listen to my podcast regularly, I'm a big country music fan. I was raised uh, singing, traveling, doing country music contests. This is my dad back here playing the guitar, and there he is here. I think this was at a county fair that we performed at. But it was part of my childhood. It was part of me growing up. I love music in general. Uh, I believe you get a lot of motivation from the right music, and it's just always been a big part of my life. So we try to catch the CMA awards every single year. And for those of you that listened to my podcast or saw this video from last week, this was last week's podcast. I talked about buy Bitcoin today, pivot and obliviate. And we're going to kind of continue on the obliviate theme a little bit this week, but I hope that you guys paid close attention. I know most of you didn't. But we were telling you on November 7th, buy Bitcoin around here. It's around 37,000 today. It was 34,000 600 when we tried to communicate to you guys. It's getting ready to run. The bull market's coming back. Get involved in crypto, at least at the IRA level, as we talked about last week. For those of you that did listen, did add to your portfolio or take advantage of a crypto IRA, I know you're very happy because it did touch 38,000 right here over the last 7 days or so. But right now we're sitting at about 37,000. I believe it's just the beginning. When it's all said and done, my target is $90,000 over the next couple of years on the bull run that we're going into. So just needed to put that out there, guys, because success, again, it leaves clues, and it just does. But with all that said, Jelly Roll at the CMA Awards gave a speech. I think he was Entertainer of the Year, and such wisdom in this. The first time I heard this guy, uh, I'll never forget it because I'm thinking that guy, whoever he is, the first song I ever heard, he comes from his soul. He comes from deep inside, and he's got a lot of fire, and he feels every word that he says. And I so appreciate artists like that. But I think this was so good. I just got to share it with you guys. So let me pull up his talk, and I think you'll get a lot of hopefully inspiration from it. Let me find it here.
Hey CoverGirls, let's be simply ageless.
With America's #1 anti-aging foundation and the skin-loving hyaluronic complex for instant wrinkle reduction.
Award of the year goes to Jelly Roll.
Here we go.
Nashville. I only got a second, and I'm gonna say a lot, and I'm sorry, but the quickest I can say it is thank you to the label, Stony Creek Management, John Loba, Joe Jamie, you saved my life. Country Radio, what's up, baby? I got 1,000 people to thank you, but most importantly, my Lord and my wife, I love you so much. You changed my life, baby. Megan, Parker, Haley, I love all y'all. We're friends. And Zach Bryan, I think you are one of the hottest things on earth, not just country music. You deserve this as much as anybody else. I love you. I'm glad we're sitting there partying the rest of the night, baby. But most importantly, there is something poetic about a 39-year-old man winning New Artist of the Year. Yes. I don't know where you're at in your life or what you're going through, but I want to tell you to keep going, baby. I want to tell you success is on the other side of it. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason, because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party, Nashville!
Wow. Okay, so guys, wisdom, such wisdom, such wisdom. Without question, without question. What did he say? The mirror in front of you is a lot bigger than the little dinky mirror behind you. You know, it came from Joel Osteen originally, is where I heard this. He said, see, when you drive home today, you've got a big windshield on the front of your car, and you've got a little bitty rear view mirror. And the reason the windshield is so large and the rear view mirror is so small is because what's happening in your past is not as important as your future. And I have no doubt there's people watching this video right now, and your biggest hurdle is past failures. Past failures. Well, I tried this, I tried that, this didn't work out, that didn't work out, and so on and so forth. And you got to eliminate that from your mind. We've all met people that went through something tragic years ago, and they act like it happened yesterday. I remember when my oldest daughter and her husband were starting a new church in Alabama, and we went down there for the first service, and it was a huge crowd, and it was great. They had a lot of people from Kentucky that came and supported them, and it was just a really good event. And when we went out to eat that afternoon, Andrew, my son-in-law, asked me, did you meet so-and-so? And I can't remember the guy's name. And it was like Jimmy or something. And I said, yeah, I met Jimmy. He said, did he tell you about his divorce? And I said, yes. I said, I feel sorry for that guy. Did that recently happen? He said, no, Dale. He said, that happened 15 years ago. And everybody he meets, he tells them how his wife, messed over him in his divorce. This happened 15 years ago. But we all have met people like that. We hang on to the failures. And I don't know why. But what did he say? Keep your focus on the windshield, what's in front of you, where are you going, and eliminate the past. T.D. Jakes said, when you begin to realize that your past does not necessarily dictate your outcome of your future, then you can release the hurt. Release it. And I know it's easier said than done, but it can be done. Release the hurt. It's impossible to inhale new air until you can exhale the old. Wisdom, guys. I had a chance to speak a couple weeks ago at an event in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And in that talk, I was sharing, this ain't that. Whatever you've experienced, whatever type of business you've been involved in before, this ain't that. And your past does not equal your future unless you want it to. And see, that's really the unless you want it to, because some people's lives, it's so boring that if they couldn't go around and talk about how they've been trying to lose weight for 22 years, or they couldn't talk about their problems to everybody they run across, they wouldn't know what to talk about. And they like hanging on to their baggage. You got to get rid of the baggage if you're going to move forward and progress in any area of your life. And I'll tell you the thing that really helped me, I was consulting for a company, it's probably about 14 years ago now. And I was a consultant trainer for them. And at the event, one of the speakers said, God's not done with you yet. And I knew that time and place that was for me when those words were spoken. And it was just confirmation for me that I need to, quit talking the talk and get it in the field and start building again, and really build something significant and complete what I had started. So that's my hope and prayer for a lot of you. I hope some of you need to hear this today. God's not done with you yet. Insanity. Now, here's the thing, guys. Wishful thinking is not a good business plan. See, a lot of you listen to me right now. Man, you got a great attitude. You're focused on the future. You don't have a lot of junk in your trunk. You're not worried about all that. You're focused. You're excited, but you're simply with the wrong. You just got a lot of wishful thinking because there's no facts. There's no facts to back up what you're doing. There's no facts to validate what you're doing. I see so many great people simply involved with the wrong companies at the wrong time in history. And wishful thinking alone is not a good business plan. What have you accomplished in the last year? If you accomplished in the next year what you've accomplished up to this point, is that good enough? Is that good enough? Look at back 5 years ago. What's happened? How much have you progressed in the last 5 years? Because a lot of people are in an entrepreneurial dysfunctional state. They're just on that hamster wheel. They're just going, but they're not progressing. They're good people. They're willing to grind and work hard, and they have great vision in front of their windshield. But the reality and the facts and does not back up what they're seeing. Albert Einstein told us insanity is to continue to do what you've always done, the way you've always done it, expecting different results. And here's just a great example that I will share with you. This lady here is one of many. I mean, I could share with you so many, but real entrepreneurs pivot. And that's what you have to understand. See, most people get involved in the wrong opportunity at the wrong time in history with the wrong people, and they just move forward straight ahead year after year after year, and they get down the road 8, 10, 12 years, and they think, well, I deserve success. No, you don't, because you did not pivot. You stayed in a pattern that you were not progressing. The team was not inspiring you. They were not focused on, you were not progressing. You were not moving forward. Just because you're in an entrepreneurial culture or an environment does not mean that, if you just get in, stay in, and plug in, one day it's all going to happen. No, it ain't. No, it's not going to just happen. It happens for a specific reason. Real entrepreneurs understand that. They understand timing and team culture and a lot of things that make the difference. All opportunities are not created equal. Here's just a good example. Kamala, we worked with for a couple of years, and she spent 11 years in another company, in a network marketing company, and never made over $300 in a month. 11 years, dedicated, focused, at the events. Never made over $300. She's had months this year where she's made over 20,000. 20,000. 11 years, never over 300, 20,000 now. Why? Right team, right culture, right systems, right opportunities, right time in history. Her work ethic was always there. Her willingness to learn, it was always there. But she was not in the right culture. And when she made the pivot, it's changed her life. And again, she's one of many, many, many people that I could share with you. In this podcast, if you're watching, or if you're not watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast, you've heard the stories. They're here. They're documented. So if you're career frustrated, if you're just frustrated, change, pivot immediately. If the documented facts, the facts, not your emotions, but the facts tell you, hey, Dale, look, I'm on the right career path, or I found the right business opportunity at the right time in history. I have. And you have the right team and the right mentor, and you're progressing. Then you have to learn, if that's you know without a doubt, right team, right mentorship, right opportunity, right time in history, then what do you do from that point? Because see, 97% of the people are just simply trying to push a rope, honestly. I mean, why would you try to market a consumable product and compete with Amazon when 90% of the US population has an Amazon account? I don't understand that. That makes no business sense to me. But you have people out there trying to build consumable product brands. It makes no sense to me. But if you're in the right opportunity with the right product or service at the right time in history, then what do? If you just, even if you're on the right track, if you just sit there on the railroad track, you're on the right track. But if you just sit there, you're going to get run over by the train. You got to move. So then you have to learn how to get up every day and put yourself in the right mindset so you can go win every day. I don't start the day till I'm ready to win the day. And I know a lot of people on our team the same way. They talk to themselves right in the mirror in the morning. They read the right scripture or book or whatever. They take some time. They take 15 minutes a day. They really think and they prepare and they go win the day. You got to prepare. There's reasons people win. There's reasons people lose. Do the things that people that win do. It's that simple, guys. It really sincerely is that simple. There ain't no foo-foo dust. And again, the naivety in the market, in all markets, is just mind-blowing to me. I mean, we've all seen the people on American Idol that think they're the next Elvis Presley, the best singer on the planet, and they can't sing, they couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. The naivety is just overwhelming, and especially in business, especially in side gig businesses. You got to be true to yourself. And again, there's a real concept called cognitive dissonance, and the people that have it don't understand that they have it, and they'll read the article that's at MLMsuccess.com. The article's there. Never underestimate the difficulty of changing false beliefs by facts. And people will read the article and they know that's about everybody else except them. It blows my mind, the amount of intelligent people just involved in the wrong opportunities at the wrong time. It just blows my mind. I mean, yeah, you're really after all the problems drop shipping has had with the ports and the backups after COVID and all the customer complaints because people were depending upon companies from China to drop ship products. You're really going to get involved in drop shipping right now? I mean, then the business pivots that people make, I mean, yeah, pivot, but make sure that the pivot that you're going into has the facts and the documentation and the track record to back up your pivot. So if you're with the right opportunity at the right time in history, you're willing to grind, you're willing to work, then it just comes down to, it's a numbers game, ladies and gentlemen. You got to expose people. You got to focus daily, get through the numbers, focus on income generating activities. Nothing else matters. What are the income generating activities? How many contacts are you making on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? That's what it comes down to. I love this. We'll show a short clip from one of the best talks that I think one of the best motivational speeches that's ever been done. I hope you guys enjoy this from the great A.L. Williams.
This winning attitude in business. I see tall people make it big in business and short people, dumb people and smart people, fat people and skinny people. But if you cut open the winners in business, I see a heart of a champion. And all these people are competitors and they don't quit. I believe desire and will to win is everything. I don't know why I'm like I am, but my butt's always burning. There's always something, say, Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to go for it. Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to be somebody. You're supposed to make a difference with your life. What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. You look at the outside and study those two individuals, everything seems to be the same. They both are the same sex. They both are the same age. They have the same training, the same positions, the same contract, the same fringe benefits. They both are successful. They work hard. They're good family people, make tough commitments. But what's the difference? What does the $500,000 a year person do the $50,000 a year person doesn't do? He pays the price and a little bit more. He works hard and a little bit more. He's loyal to the company and a little bit more. He believes in a little bit more. He makes money and a little bit more. He saves money and a little bit more. If you want to win in these United States, you got to be tough and you can't quit. The last thing I'll talk to you about today in building this winning edge is, folks, if you want to win in business, you got to be a leader. Leadership is everything.
Right.
You show me anything in these United States that win, I'll show you a leader at work. You show me a successful church, Boy Scout troop, club, football team, business, I'll show you something run by a leader. See, I thought at one time in my life you had to be smart to win. I used to have these smart people that dress so pretty and talk so pretty and use these big words. They just intimidated me. And I said, Art, you can't ever be that good. Why don't you just throw in the towel and go on back and coach football for a living? And I found two things out about smart people. I think it's almost impossible for a smart person to win in business in America today. Because I find smart people spend their whole lifetime figuring things out. They always trying to figure out an easier way and a quicker way. And another thing I found out about smart people is they just don't get around to doing nothing. And see, somebody like Art Williams, everybody said, well, he can't do it. And somebody like that can't do it. But he does it. See, folks, I want you to know almost everybody in America almost does enough to win. They almost get there. They almost are over the hump. They almost have it going. They almost, in everything they do, almost is a way of life to almost everybody in America. But the winners do it. What do? They do whatever it takes to get the job done. They do it and do it and do it and do it and do it until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to be somebody they're proud of. We need leaders in America who can do it. If you want to become somebody, do it. If you want to go in business for yourself, do it. If you want to become financially independent, do it. I hear too much talk in these United States. Everybody can talk a good game. We need people in America who can do it. I go all over this country with A.L. Williams, and I have people say, Art, you can count on me. Wonderful. Just do it. Art, I guarantee you this is my last stop. I'm going to win now. Super duper. Just do it. Art, if I could just have one good month and get the ball going, I know I could make it big. Super. Just do it. Art, if I could just pay off this debt, I could really go. Great. Just do it. Art, if I could just sell my house. Do it. But houses ain't selling. Do it anyway. Art, I'm not making any money. What can I do? You just do it. Do what, Art? You do it and do it and do it. Art, I guarantee I'm going to win this contest. Super duper. Just do it. Art, I'm over the hump now. Watch my smoke. Great. Just do it. Art, I want to make it so bad I can taste it. What I do? You just do it. Art, I'm a vice president now. Can I quit doing it? No. Art, I don't know if I can keep on keeping on. I'm really hurting. What I do? You just do it. Do what, Art? You do it and do it and do it. Art, all my life I wanted to be somebody important. Well, what do it then? Art, I'm going to save money so I don't have to go through this again. Great. Just do it. Art, I don't feel like I've had enough training. What I do? You just do it. Art, my manager don't give me no help. What I do? You just do it. Art, you don't understand. I was Mr. Everything at my former company. You don't mean I have to start off down at the bottom and do it, do you? Amen. Yep, you really got to do it.
Yeah.
Art, what's the primary difference between winners and losers? The winners do it. They do it and do it and do it and do it until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to finally have achieved something unique and how glad they are that they didn't quit like everybody else and how wonderful it is to finally be somebody they're proud of and make a difference with their life. Thank you.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Guys, it's just success leaves clues. So if you're in the right place at the right time with the right company, then get up and win the day. Go out there, make it happen, get through the numbers, do whatever you got to do and do it. It's just not that difficult to figure out. There ain't no foo-foo dust. And I think one of the big things, and Laney Wilson was one of the winners too, and she talks about this, and I thought it was phenomenal, that you got to expect to win and reprogram your mind for success with uplifting self-talk. There's no book I've recommended in the last 30 years more than Dr. Shad Helmstedter's What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And many of you have heard me talk about that book. How many of you have actually read it? See, it just blows my mind. It's like, Dale, I need something, it's not a lottery ticket. There's reasons people win and there's reasons people lose. And if you do what winners do, you ultimately end up winning. Not next week, not in 90 days sometime. But consistent effort doesn't always bring consistent results, but it always brings success. And that's just the way the world works. And to think anything else is just naive. I think you'll really enjoy this. Let's listen to this. Laney Wilson. She was Female Vocalist of the Year. Oh.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
This is for all of the hard-working ladies that I know, that I don't know. I see ya. And also, I just want to share something with y'all. For all you little girls watching and for the ones that are here tonight too. It's something that I'm doing. I'm getting up every single day and I'm looking at myself in the mirror and saying, I am beautiful, I'm smart, I'm talented, I'm godly, I'm fearless. If somebody tells me I can't do it, hold my beer, watch this. Us girls, y'all, we've been having to blaze trails from the very, very beginning. And I just want to say thank you so much for letting me be a part of that. And here's to all the ladies who blaze trails every single dang day of their life.
What she do when she gets up every morning? Every morning, she gets in the mirror. Guys, success leaves clues. See, a lot of people heard that and missed it and thought, oh, I'm glad Laney won and, all that. And that's right. But success leaves clues. I mean, self-talk is really a critical part of this. It really is. To ignore that, do you deserve success? Successful people do what most people are not willing to do for a short period of time so they can do for the rest of their life what most people can't. It's just the way this thing works. It's just the way it works. People want to fight it. I learned a long time ago, don't fight it, just learn to work with the way it is. Learn to work with wisdom of the ages principles. Most ideas are so simple and so clear that people see right through them. They see right through them. It's like looking right through a sliding glass door, not realizing there's glass there because it's so clear. It's so simple. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. Everybody's looking for the magic foo-foo dust, and there's just success principles. And when you get in the right culture with the right team and you start implementing these principles in your mind, it makes a difference in every aspect of your life. It just does. See, the challenge is they're easy to do, so they're easy not to do. You don't have to get up every morning and get your head right for 15 minutes a day and prepare to win today. You don't have to take 15 minutes and do that. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it. A 10-year-old could do it. But it's easy not to do. And I know what 15 minutes a day will do. I mean, we've been teaching this. This is the most important program I teach. It's the most important course I have. It's called Programming Your Mind for Success. A lot of you have gone through it. You know the impact it's had on your life. If you go back in Camla that I talked about earlier, 11 years in the company, never made over $300 in a month, over $20,000 months this year. Why? She'll tell you. She'll give the credit to that course. That's the course. And there's many other people, again, dozens, hundreds, over the last year or so. It's all about that. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. And I only release it once a year. If you want to get on the wait list, or I usually do it in December, it's programmingyourmind.com. You can learn more about that if you want. See, I don't know why people just don't I don't know why they fight with themselves. I don't know why they just don't. I don't understand. I don't, because I've never really been that way. And I guess maybe because I started so early at 20 years old and I knew I didn't know anything. And it's like, I'm just going to learn from the people that have already walked this path before me. The real leaders, not the people that like to fake it till they make it and talk about that which they've never done. But I'm talking about real leaders. So I have to identify who those people are and then just plug in. It's not that difficult. And see, I know that those of you that heard this podcast last week didn't buy Bitcoin last week, and you didn't set up your I Trust Capital, and you won't this week either. And we're at what, 38, around 38,000 right now. And I've already told you, and again, I don't mind, people tell me, Dale, why would you say that? You don't talk about crypto. Why would you? Because I knew I've been following it, reading it, studying. I knew what was getting ready to happen. I know the next bull run is coming. I beyond confident that in this next bull run, which will last, a couple of years, that during this next bull run, I pretty confident. I mean, enough to put my money into it. That Bitcoin will hit 90,000. At least 90,000 in the next bull run. And some of you are thinking, Dale, it just hit 90,000, and back in November, I could have bought it for less than 40. Yeah. And again, it's not going to matter to me one way or the other. I'm not a financial advisor. It's your money. Do whatever you want to with it. But I know I covered 3 important things last week. Get in front of the crypto bull run that's coming. Have the courage to pivot. Most people don't. They just stay on the hamster wheel year after year after year after year. They stay where they're comfortable. They don't have the courage to pivot. Have the courage to pivot and obliviate the fears. And I know that most people hear this information. It goes in one ear, out the other, in one ear and out the other. It's like there's good, solid information that you need to pay attention to. And we live in a world where now we have so much access to so much information. We think we win the game by the more information that we digest. It increases our odds for success. And the truth is, it doesn't. The more information you digest, the more confusion that it creates. It's not about the consumption of information. It's about finding the right cultures, the right mentors, and go deep with those people, whoever they are for you. Go deep. When I found Jim Burke after a couple, 3 years, and I found Jim Burke on audio cassette, and I realized what he was saying and what he was teaching was different, unique from really anything that I ever heard. And I knew he was in the marketplace building his business right then. He had goals right then. He wasn't Bob Hoker and some of the other people that had built it 10 or 15 years ago when Shackley started. I'm talking about the Shackley business. It's where I started. And I realized he's the guy. Then I didn't order any other audios. And I've got over 200 audios just from Jim Burke. I went deep because I knew this guy was the guy. This is where I need to spend my time. I don't need to hear about all these other opinions from people. This guy, number 3 money earner in the company at the time, focused on becoming number 1, was in the marketplace making it happen. I knew he was the guy. And you go deep when you find the right mentors. And you can have the right mentors. But again, if you're in the wrong culture, the wrong team culture, and you're with the wrong opportunity at the wrong time in history, you can go deep with the right mentor, but if you don't have the other supporting factors around you, it's going to be limited in what you can accomplish. You'll still be much better off. But it's not just how much information you can consume, it's how deep you can go with the information. And again, I know most people, everything that we said last week, everything that we say this week, goes in one ear, out the other. They don't go deep. But some do. Some do. And some do. And that's why I do what I do. Let me just see if I can pull this up. Just I hadn't planned on this, but let me see. If we go to our, I have a couple YouTube channels, but if we go to this one, yeah, I just want to show you this real quick. Some do.
Hey, this is Dale Calvert.
Sorry. But you can look right over here. You know, like I said, this couple made $1 million this past year. But you can see all these stories of all these people that have gone deep. All these, it's just full of them. You know, this guy spent 5 years maybe with USANA. Very credible company, phenomenal products, but it was on the hamster wheel. Never moved forward. I mean, he'll probably do close to 200,000 this year. Already done over 100. This guy was burnt out on that. If you haven't heard, this is a really good one. Burnt out on network marketing. Out of it. Forget it. I'm not doing network marketing. Came back after 20 years. He'll make already made over 200,000 this year. Part-time. Again, there's so many stories. There's a ton here on this channel. You can go check it out if you want. Or you can continue to do what you've always done the way you've always done it. It's up to you guys. It really is. Success leaves clues. I mean, my gracious, we heard it. We heard it from Laney. We heard it from Jelly Roll. Kentucky plays football today, I think at noon, and then Georgia plays, I think at 7:30. But we're going to try to get this. There's a Jelly Roll documentary, somebody told me. I think it's on Hulu. So I'm going to definitely check that out. I'm looking forward to hearing this guy's complete story because he comes from somewhere most people have trouble reaching. The conviction, the fire that guy has. I'm going to shut up. I hope I've said something that, you'll remember. And I guess if I wanted to, if there's one thing I would like to really hope that you would do, that you would get from this, is success leaves clues. It really does. Right in front of you. And in every niche, there's a reason people progress and move forward, and there's a reason people stay stuck on the hamster wheel. So you can stay stuck and continue to go on the hamster wheel and gather as much information as you possibly can, or you can find the right opportunity, right team, right culture, and go deep in wisdom of the ages success principles, because they're right there in front of you. I hope I've said something this week that will make a difference for you. Thanks for watching. This was a little bit different. I decided I was going to go on YouTube this week and then record the podcast from it. I didn't feel real comfortable doing it this way. I might try this again sometime in the future. I don't know. I'm just experimenting right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to help people get out of their own way. How to help people get out of their own way. And again, I think the answer is so obvious and so simple that it's hard to believe that it's so obvious and it's so simple. And I'll shut up. But I hope that you'll go deep. I hope there's something I've said here that's worth going back and listening to. And again, I appreciate all the people that give me feedback. I depend upon it more than you know. It helps a lot. You guys have a phenomenal week. Go deep. go deep with wisdom of the ages. Again, my name is Dale Calvert. We drop these usually every Tuesday, and I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week. If you're listening on the podcast, you know the routine. Every Tuesday, we'll talk to you then. Thank you, guys. Have an awesome day, night, wherever you are in the world.